Hey everyone, welcome back to the Shift podcast where inspiration meets leaders, mentors, and everyday person who wants to be inspired. I'm your host, Ricardo, and this week I have the amazing Lily G with me. She's one of my mentees with the work that we're doing with coaching and mentoring in schools and helping young people become a better version of themselves. So without further ado, we got Lily G. Welcome to the show.
Hi guys, I'm Lily Gonzalez and Ricardo is my mentor, and he's helped me a lot in the process of from being really down to being the person I am today.
Sweet, sweet, sweet. On the show we talk about the shift. It's called the shift, and I always ask people this question about what does the shift mean to you? What is that transformative kind of journey, and how important is the shift to you?
The shift to me is it's the growth and how I've developed as an individual and how I've progressively seen better in myself and just want the best for myself. It's just developing slowly, but then also showing people who I actually am.
Fantastic. So you're a footballer.
Yeah.
You are there's a lot of things I love about you in terms of your mindset, the way you are as a person. But where did football start for you?
Football started in primary school when I just seen a bunch of boys playing football and I just thought, I really want to try this. So after school I went to my mum and goes, Mum, can you buy me a pair of football boots? Yeah. So she bought me a pair of football boots and I started with a football team when I was I think it was under 7s. Yeah. And then ever since then I haven't looked back.
What did Mum think about when you came home and says, I want some football boots?
At first she was a bit football, really, because she really wanted me to get into dancing because she's always been a dancer and she just loves stuff like that and all the girly stuff. Yeah. But I've never really been like that. I really like my dinosaurs and all stuff like that. Yeah. And just living in my football kits.
Ah. Any team that you supported?
Tottenham.
Spurs? Spurs supporter?
Who do you support?
I support Arsenal. And even though there's rivalry with them, there's no rivalry here. So tell us about you play for 6 years.
Yeah, I've been playing for 6 years and quite a good level as well, I'd say so. Good
level. Can I talk about your level? I think that you are an incredible footballer. When I came to watch you play, the skills, the kind of, for me I played semi-professional. And it's just knowing how you're on that pitch, sharp, creative midfielder. I would say that's a creative midfielder. Dead ball specialist as well. I remember when I came to watch you play. It's weird, isn't it? Because you didn't wanted me to even give you some advice, whatever. It's just there, Ricardo. But you are an incredible footballer. And where do you get your inspiration from?
I don't really know where I get my inspiration from. I think it's just I always want better for myself and I don't want to be the person to not want anything out of my life. I really want to succeed further and I just think that there's nowhere to go but greatness. Yeah. And I feel like football has really helped me within skills and developing my values and the respect for individuals. And it really just has helped me socially, mentally and physically. It's really, really helped me.
Wow. And how do you stay motivated through in football? There is that highs and lows, and even in life. How do you, from football, the things that you've learned, how do you stay motivated, whether it's high, whether it's low? How do you stay motivated?
I think it's just the resilience thing. I have gone from lowest to lows, and I feel like sitting with the emotion has really helped me because it's not going to go anywhere. The emotion sticks with you until you've fully developed how you're actually feeling and what can you do about it. But I think it's just building yourself up to progressively find yourself. So when I've gone through the lowest of lows, I used to compare myself a lot to individuals, and it was just that mindset of my mum telling me but you are your own person. And as you are your own person, it's just growing. You have to go through these bad times for you to succeed further.
So it sounds like she's an inspiration.
She is.
Yeah. So how have football's values like teamwork and resilience influenced other areas of your life?
I think it's really helped me with personal life because football itself is a really developed team sport. So going into school and high school and all stuff like that has really helped me to make friends and other friends outside of football, friends with friends, and just it's really, really helped me with communication as well, and like when knowing my rights and wrongs with certain individuals and just stuff like that. Yeah.
Well, you know what I've observed coaching and journeying with you, that moving from mentor-mentee to actually journeying together. What about the mentoring would you say has helped you shape the person that you are now?
I feel like at the start of our like journey and our shift was at the start, it was more so you were trying to help me to bring out myself where it was all hidden. And then as soon as it came out, it was like mentor. We were like benefiting off each other, and like through situations you've like guided me and keeping me in line where I'm not going over the top or getting my ego too big, because you've keeping me grounded in the sense that it's helped me to the person I am today.
Yeah. You know what? Why I'm laughing is like you talk about grounded. Remember, there was that time when you came in and you were talking about football and about your about. I think there's a test that came up, and I said, Lily, you have to study.
I remember that. So
and you just sat there.
I was like, no.
No, I'm not going to do it.
And then 2 weeks later, you see me in Starbucks.
I saw you in Starbucks with all the books on the table, working hard. And I came in, I was like, so she actually heard what I was saying. And it was kind of like, nah.
I think it's just like the resilience in me. Like, I know it's beneficial for me to do things that might not be my first option, but it's one of those things where I know it's good for me. So then doing the hard stuff to get through the good stuff. And I ended up passing it.
You ended up passing it. Exactly,
really
exactly. And that's the thing about that shift, isn't it? Shifting the mindset. And I knew that journeying with you, there is the sense of, I then thought that, okay, even though she's not taking that, she is taking it. She is, and then you come back and you show. And I mean, like, that's a good quality to have. And I think a lot of young people, if they have that sort of, getting feedback, but applying themselves, that's where I saw that your mindset is so different than other people. So how do you stay resilient when things don't go as planned?
When things don't really go as planned, I stay resilient through like inspiration from like my parents and the people around me. Like, they really inspire me to do better and be better for myself. And not only that, like, if they want to join the journey with me, then they're more than welcome to. Like, I'm not saying no to them. Like, I feel like it's really good to stay resilient because it's only going to be a good outcome. You're not leading down a wrong path or anything. You're only just going to get better.
So about mentorship, do you think like you need to have multiple mentors? Do you think you just need to have one mentor? What's your take on that?
Personally, from my preference, I think everyone needs multiple mentors. But then again, it does depend on the person themselves. Like, some people might be able to do with one, or some people are not even want a mentor because they feel like they can endure their own emotions or their own development or their own growth. But I feel like, I think people do need multiple mentors. Like, I speak to my mum about certain things that I might not speak to you about, and then certain things I might speak to other people about. But I really feel like having multiple mentors help you develop more, because you're not only disclosing like things that make you feel upset, but then you're also growing with those mentors, and you're only just going to get better from there.
100%. And I've learned that as well. Like, I've got multiple mentors, because all these people who invest in you, they become part of your journey. And
they're like family, because they only want the best for you.
Exactly. I just acquired a business, not a business coach, but a guy who's helping me to get into the corporate business. And so he's mentoring me for the next 5 months, and in Cape Town, and different friends. In fact, I spoke to Ruben just before he got into the car. A friend of mine in Cape Town I've known for 20 years. Like, we keep mentoring each other. So that multiple mentors is so important to have in our lives. Is there anything like coaches or people who impacted your life, has taught you things that kind of you applied in your own life as well?
I feel like you've helped me really develop myself, like with like confidence and stuff like that. But I feel like I've always had it in me. I just needed someone to poke me and be like, you have this. You need to bring it out of yourself. Because I feel like everyone has the potential to be better. It's just if you're willing to like put the work in to be this individual that you say you want to be.
Yeah.
I feel like, yeah.
Yeah. How do you think mentorship can help teenagers navigate the pressures of balancing school, sports, personal life, gym? I know you're in a gym, your fitness as well. So how do you think mentorship can help teens navigate those
I
pressure?
feel like they let you know about like the sacrifices you need to make to balance that lifestyle, like with my football and my schooling and then my personal life. Like you have to sacrifice and value the things that are more important to you and the things that are going to make you grow and develop and make you a better person. Like it is still there, it's not going to go anywhere, but as an individual, like mentoring is so good because it helps you develop greater than you already are today.
In terms of aspirations, who are the people in your life that inspires you? Again, I have to ask that again. Who are the people that inspires you?
The people that inspire me the most is obviously my parents and like my grandparents. They really like, even through the lowest of lows, they're always consistently there. Like even if I don't want them to be and tell them I don't want them to be, there's never been a moment where they haven't shown up for me. And I feel like I ask for things that they've already done for me. And it's just like, they know who I am, they know where I can go, and they just want the best for me.
100%.
And I feel like it does come through my friends as well, and obviously you've helped me really develop myself in the sense that you just want greater things for me. And I feel like involving yourself around the right people just makes you a better individual.
Yeah, you were talking about, I think this amazing thing in terms of like your reflection, how you reflect on things. What does that look like for you in terms of like, because why I'm asking that is a lot of young people from coaching and mentoring them don't think or reflect or what's the next best thing. What does that look like for you in terms of reflection and how important is that?
I feel like I'm a really big thinker. So like before I go to bed, like I'll analyze a situation that had happened throughout the day and I would like say, how can this be different? Like, what are the outcomes and what could have I said for it to be different? Or how can I better myself? Or if I were to revisit this situation, how can I help myself to help other people within that situation? And like, it plays on me. So then when I revisit this situation, I'm just like, I know exactly what to say because I know how the outcome is going to be.
And that's the other thing, because it's only recently, isn't it, that you shared with me that is actually what you're doing. And because I was always kind of thinking like, okay, how does she progress? How does she, and I think football does help, isn't it? That it gives you that sense of, okay, what can I do better? But
it's
then
the hungriness of wanting to better.
Yes, 100%. And for me, with coaching you and mentoring you was the time where I was like, you're doing all these amazing things, but then you would be focusing on the thing that you can actually do better, where it's kind of like, but we still need to celebrate this. You know what I mean? And so I'm celebrating like, yeah, it's amazing. And you're like, yeah, but this and this and this and this. But because you're so reflective, and that's such a great skill to have, what would your advice be to teenagers, young people? How can they create shifts for themselves?
I feel like reflection is a really big thing with like teenagers in this generation. Like situations they go through, they think like, oh, they'll get over it. But like you can't get over it until you sit with the emotions. Like sitting with the emotions, I preach so much about because it's not something people like to talk about. Like people either express their emotions enough or not enough. And I feel like that's something people need for the mentorship, for they can express their feelings and not feel ashamed about how they feel.
100%. Yeah, non-judgmental space, coming to a space with non-judgment. It's about just edifying and helping one another. And I've learned so much from you, little lady, Lily G. Learned so much, and it is that kind of thing of, it's not superior. You don't mentor from the top down. Times have changed that it's very much, I know you bring value. And how many times I would just be there in the coaching space, mentoring space, and just be like, wow, Lily, that's amazing. That is, because for me, it's you add value to me so I can help other young people become the best that they could be based on their journey. So credit to you as well, coming into the space and actually adding value to me as well. And so that whole traditional way of from the top down. That's not needed. And even in schools, I have to say it, like for teachers, the top down approach, it doesn't work anymore. It is very much, how do you come into the space? What is it you bring? And actually, and I know some schools, some teachers don't, it's 30 kids in class, and I get that. But there has to be some way where you learn how to create a sense of belonging for everybody. Just like coaching, like I've just created a sense of belonging to you. You feel you belong there. I feel I belong there. The relationship grows. And now I'm not just impacting my generation. I can impact young people because of you. And you can impact, older people based on that, you know what I mean? So last question.
Go. Tell me.
What does the future look like?
The future?
For you?
I feel like finish school, get the GCSEs that I need to get, go into sixth form, and I'm going to do medical science, business, PE and criminology. And then I'm hoping to study in university in business.
The businesswoman. But this is the thing, again, in that coaching space is so phenomenal. And I think mentoring and coaching is so important because in that space, you think creatively. You shared about these things, about business. And because the reflection, the feedback and the way you think, I knew that there is no way, no any other way. You are meant and you will succeed. You're one of those teenagers that I don't need to be worried about or concerned about. The values that you carry, it is incredible. Keep being humble, keep being the person that you are. And thank you so much for, coming on the show today. Is there anything that you just want to encourage people with today? What you could think of, just like, okay, I want to just encourage people with this last thought. What would your last thought be?
I'd be like, just spread the love, and Ricardo's always there for you.
Oh, Lily, thank you so much. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming on the show. And like you said, take this information with you, particularly if you're a young person. I know there's so many organizations in Cardiff and different parts. Listen, this is the real deal. What she's put in, you can take the principles with you. And I believe that if you take the principles, you'll succeed. Create shifts for yourself. And I'll catch you on the next one. Thank you so much for being with us. Peace.